This is the best way to tie your belt. First, start with one side short, one side long. Tuck the short side down below the belly button, and the long side loop all the way around the waist. Then take the tail end that is on top and loop it underneath both layers of the belt in front of the waist. That is step one. Before moving on, make sure that the belt is adjusted to your fitting. Both sides should be relatively the same. Now for the knot, the bottom tail. This part is really important. Fold it over. Yes, very important. The top tail goes on top of the bottom tail. Then the same side loops through. Pull both tail ends of the belt to the sides. Not up, not down, and not crisscrossed. This is called a square knot. For many people, this is all you will need. There are other versions of that initial step and other knot styles as well. The other starting styles, first, let's start with the tail end in the middle of the back. Loop the other end all the way around once, twice, all the way until it's back to the front. Loop the top tail underneath all layers of the belt in the front of the waist. Untuck the initial tail end of the belt to complete the first step of tying the belt. This particular way I don't really care for. I feel the first way I started with works perfectly fine and ends up with the same result. Now the most popular. Start with the middle of the belt, put it in front of your waist below the belly button, loop both ends to the back, swap hands and bring it to the front. The right side of the belt, after you swap hands, goes under the other layer of the belt. Meanwhile, the left will go on top of the belt. If you miss this part, the belt will become crisscrossed in the back, and it isn't something I care for, but that's just foreshadowing to what's coming next. After you make sure both sides of the belt are in their proper positions, the tail end on top will be fed underneath both layers of the belt, underneath the waist in the front. And this will bring you to the same starting position as all the other ways. Finally, take the middle of your belt, put it underneath the belly button, loop both ends around to the back, and switch hands, crisscrossing the belt in the back so both tail ends are on top. As you bring it back to the front, then put the right tail end down and the left on top, then loop the top underneath all layers in front of the waist. This is a style of tying I do not like. As you can see, the back does not look very professional. It looks like you just threw it on. Nevertheless, this is a version that some schools and styles use to tie your belt. All the knot variations stem from one of the initial steps, so you can choose which one you would like to do. Any of them work. Now the other standard knot. Take the top tail end and place it on top of the bottom one. Loop the bottom tail through the gap and tie the knot. It should be similar to the square knot, but this is a very popular style that a lot of schools and styles use. If you are doing a lot of wrestling or grappling and you struggle with keeping your belt tied during your practice, this next style is for you. This is the Superlock, commonly used in jiu-jitsu and judo. Start with taking the bottom tail and feeding it between the layers of the belt on the opposite side. Then take the top tail and feed it through the loop that you created and tie the knot. Alternatively, if you want to make it even tighter, you can take the top tail and feed it through the loop and in between the layers of the belt, then tie the knot. I feel this knot is mostly inefficient, but it has its purposes. The knot should be flat against the waist, and the tail end should sit smoothly against your sides. But me personally, if your belt gets loose, then just wear it more by training more and break it in. The final knot style I will mention is by far my least favorite. Please do not tie your belt like this unless you have to for a tournament or whatever. This is the competitive karate knot. Start by making the bottom tail egregiously long. Then loop it through both layers of the belt on the same side, creating a loop. Fold the bottom tail, place the top tail on top, then loop it through the bottom tail and the uniquely created loop. So in retrospect, it's a square knot with an additional loop. That's pretty much it. This is specifically for sport and competition karate. I have never seen this used elsewhere. I think this knot looks sloppy with the additional loop, and I don't think this achieves anything substantial that the others don't. If your knot becomes loose frequently, then wear it more, train more, and break it in. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you would like to see next. Give me some ideas. Really, I got stuff churning, but a little bit more ideas never hurt. So, thank you. I hope you learned something. I'm ending the recording now.